former President Uhuru Kenyatta on Monday, November 28, rubbed shoulders with East African leaders including his successor William Ruto at Safari Park. Their meeting marked the first time the two shared a podium since the latter's swearing-in ceremony on September 13, 2022. The duo were pictured alongside other leaders who gathered at the hotel to mark the third round inter-Congolese peace consultations, popularly referred to as Nairobi III. The talks, which are aimed at finding lasting solutions to restore peace in the Democratic Republic of Congo, were headed by the former head of state. In his speech, President Ruto heaped praise on the head of state for transcending political divide pre-elections in August to fostering peace between the two regimes. He noted that he approached the former head of state immediately after the elections and asked him to stay on as a peace envoy for the DRC talks, which he agreed. Uhuru, on the other hand, noted that since the talks began, relative peace had been realized after a number of armed groups agreed to join the talks for lasting peace in eastern DRC. The two leaders had been on opposite sides during the campaigns when Uhuru, the then head of state, threw his support behind Raila Odinga, who was Ruto's main competitor in the State House race.
It is important that we also appreciate with gratitude the role played by His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta as he continues to play the role as chief facilitator of the Nairobi process. Mr. President, I salute your credentials as you champion peace in our region, and in particular with regards to the inter-Congolese consultative framework. These shared values of the foundation of the East African community also anchor the strong bonds of connecting the nations and people of our greater community. It is self-evident fact that our region is united by a common yearning for peace, hope for unity, quest for opportunity, and desire for shared prosperity. The people of Kenya are deeply invested in the destiny of our brothers and sisters throughout this region, and as a government, it is our duty to actualize their aspirations by participating in frameworks that enhance our collective prospects of peace, security, social, and economic progress. Kenya commends you, Your Excellency President Felix Tshisekedi, for your sustained dedication and commitment to peace and the determined effort you have invested in endeavors to find a lasting solution to the security situation in the eastern DRC. My government assures you, Your Excellency, and the people of the Democratic Republic of Congo, as well as the entire East African region and Africa at large, of Kenya's unwavering support and of our determination to stay this course together until the job is done. Mr. President, you are not alone, and I want you to let our brothers and sisters in the DRC to know that they are not alone. The inescapable tie of geography ties us together in the East Africa like Siamese twins. So long as DRC knows no peace, prospects for prosperity for the rest of EAC and Africa will remain dim and reversible.
As the facilitator, together with yourselves, we have convened this Nairobi III to achieve the following objectives: to identify firstly the political process and institutional reforms necessary to create an environment conducive for the disarmament of armed groups at regional, national, and provincial level. Secondly, to consolidate support and active participation of communities in the disarmament, demobilization, reintegration, and community stabilization program, and address the political and institutional requirements for reintegration of armed groups into the communities. To also deepen the consultation of communities and armed groups from the concerned areas for the greater inclusivity and greater ownership of the process, including for the first time with representatives from Mariana and Tanganyika, and the identification of root causes of conflicts in the 5 provinces, and finally, to evaluate the concrete modalities for the restoration of state authority in each province necessary to accompany the PDDRCs, amongst other issues of this initiative. Indeed, having been to Goma and listened to stories of the suffering that people have gone through for so long, I am more convinced that no effort should be spared in bringing peace and stability to the eastern side of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Indeed, since we commenced the Nairobi process, there has been relative calm in the territories controlled by armed groups that are part of this process. And as a result of this, humanitarian actors have been able to have some access into these territories to provide much needed humanitarian assistance to the communities they are in. Ladies and gentlemen, the East African Community Regional Force was deployed to offer support to the armed forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo, and I'm happy to note that the modalities have been put in place to ensure that this objective is effectively